What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. But today, guys, let me give a thumbnail. But today, guys, we're gonna be talking about what you guys need to do for summer to be the best version of yourself and to keep leveling yourself up. Now, if you guys watch my videos, or maybe this is your first video that you watch, my whole perspective is I expect you guys, right? If you guys watch my videos, I expect you guys to be trying to improve your lives in every realm possible. You need to be the best version of yourself, and in order for you to keep trying to be the best version of yourself, you need to work on every component of your life, right? Whether it be physical, mental, spiritual, finances, your characteristics, your life skills, your experiences, your communication skills, your fighting skills, your leadership skills, your driving skills, your cooking skills, your relationships with God and your family and everybody, right? So the whole point I'm trying to make is there's so much realms and components that you guys need to focus on. And so I expect you guys to be trying to strive in each component of your life, right? You can't be just one-sided of the coin. Oh yeah, I'm only gonna make money, but you're a negative person, or you're hateful, or you're socially awkward, you don't know how to talk to girls, or you're not close with God, and your health is ass, and you're eating McDonald's every day. And you can't just be the opposite too. You can't just go to the gym strictly, but you lack money and you can't pay your bills and you have no responsibilities and you don't take accountability. You can't just be one side of the coin. You need to focus on every arena of your life nowadays, right? In order for you to be the best version of yourself, you got to make sure you're focused on every aspect, okay? And so that's what I learned within my life, right? I'm very young, but that's what my opinions are, right? In order for you to be the best version of yourself, focus on every aspect. So this summer, guys, I expect you guys to be doing productive things. I don't want you guys to out here, if you go on a family trip, vacation, okay, cool. But if you guys are out here, maybe you're in high school student or maybe you're a young adult, don't be out there doing unproductive things. Don't be out there drinking, partying, smoking, being lazy, playing video games all day, fucking looking at Ice Spice on the internet. Don't be out there sitting with your bummy ass friends. Do something productive to level yourself up, right? Because you have time now, right? It's literally, today is May 30th when I'm filming this video, and tomorrow's May 31st, and it's literally going to be June in a couple of days on Sunday. Today's Friday right now, 11:15 in the morning when I'm filming this. It's gonna be June already, so pretty much it's summer, right? Summertime. Everybody's finished school. Everybody's on college break. Everybody's home already, right? So there's no excuses. So the first thing that you guys gotta do to be productive and level up this summer is, number one, work multiple 9-to-5 jobs. All right. And the reason you gotta work multiple 9-to-5 jobs is because you're trying to stack up your income. But not only are you stacking up your income, but you're trying to stack up your life skills and experiences and skill sets. Okay, which is gonna make you even more money in life. Right? A lot of people are like, oh, they're only looking at the money. I don't really work McDonald's. I don't really work Taco Bell. Right? But you're not only it's not just about the money. Like I said, you're stacking up different skill sets and experiences and your life attributes that'll make you more money in the future, and that'll make you more powerful as a person. Right? So the first job that you guys should work at, for all you young guys out there, is a physical labor job. And the reason you guys should do a physical labor job, because like I said, when you do something physically hard, it builds your body. And with a strong body, you have a stronger mind and soul. Right? It builds up your work ethic. It builds up your discipline. All right? And I know, right? In Vegas, bro, I gotta go to Vegas soon, but fucking it's gonna be 100 degrees out there. So be safe, right? Drink water, be hydrated, but make sure don't get hurt or anything, right? But it teaches you a lot, right? It builds up your body, builds up your mind, builds up your soul, and it teaches you a bunch of cool skill sets. My first job that I worked at was a landscaping job when I was 16 in 2019. That was my first physical labor job and my first job ever. I learned how to drive. I learned how to drive forklifts, how to cut grass, paint roads and curbs, plant grass. I did so much cool stuff. Right? And it made me feel like, wow, this is so cool, right? So physical labor jobs is the way to go. It teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you a lot of man skills. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? You might fall in love with landscaping or doing whatever physical labor job. And it might spark a potential career in what you want to do, right? Or what you want to invest yourself into. I don't know. Number two is working a customer service job. And the reason you guys should work a customer service job is because you guys should go ahead and, number one, you can practice your communication skills, which is so important with making money and so many other things. The first job that I worked at for a customer service job, and my second job was Taco Bell. I worked there from 2020 to 2022, and I was only 17, and I was fresh out of high school during COVID working at Taco Bell, and I was only getting paid $11 an hour. But what it taught me, importantly, was how to speak better, how to communicate better, how to be more charismatic, how to go ahead and interact with other strangers, how to go ahead and practice my stoicism skills, right? Because communication, guys, I tell you guys, is so important with business and making money, right? When you're out here, you're trying to sell your physical product. You need to know how to speak. You need to know how to convey your message. You need to know how to speak without stuttering. You need to speak with confidence and, build your charismatic skills. You need to know how to be persuasive to people, right? You need to know how to speak, all right? Not when you're just making money, right? It could be with YouTube. When you're trying to make a YouTube video, you got to learn how to speak. right? If I didn't know how to speak, guys, would you guys listen to me? If I was out there, like fucking stuttering and and shit like that, would you guys listen to me? You guys wouldn't even listen to me because I don't know how to speak, right? It doesn't make sense, right, to watch somebody who doesn't know how to speak. What are they gonna teach me? What content are they gonna provide for me? Just gonna scream in the fucking camera? You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, you can't watch that shit. And not only you're just making money, but also maybe trying to get the girl of your dreams. Or maybe you're trying to go ahead and persuade a family member to stop being a jackass and stop drinking alcohol. Communication is so important. Maybe you're trying to get into a good college and you need to speak better to impress the recruiter. Or maybe you're trying to go ahead and get a job, right? You're at a job interview. The best speakers are the ones who are going to get it, right? I'm not saying fake it till you make it, but a lot of people, they can act like they're good at speaking, but you got to provide credibility and you actually got to be about that life, right? So when I speak, I'm not speaking out of my ass. I'm speaking because I experience things. I'm speaking with credibility and purpose, right? So a lot of people, they speak. They can play a persona. They can act like they're all credible and all of that. But a lot of people, they can see through that shit, right? Intuition, you gonna pick that shit up. You can see through fake people. So don't fake your communication skills. Don't act like, even if you're, a lot of people, they use their communication skills in a manipulative way, right? Or what the fuck did I just say? In a manipulative way. Sorry guys, I kind of got stuttered a little bit. But a lot of people, they use their skills, right, as in a bad way. So don't be using it in a bad way. Use it in a good way, all right? Not only does it teach you communication skills, like I said, it teaches you stoicism skills. It teaches you how to work hard with little to no reward, which is also very important with business and, improving your life. Because, I was only getting paid $11 an hour at Taco Bell. And a lot of the young people, they'll tell me, oh, why are you working so hard? Why are you doing double shifts all the time? Why are you staying from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m.? Why are you coming on your days off? Why are you always working hard? Why are you always doing extra? Why you just chill, bro? You're only getting paid 11. And I said, that's why a lot of people, they don't get shit done in life, because they have that loser mentality, right? When you're trying to get a business done and you don't see results right away, you don't see rewards, what are you going to do? You're just going to give up? You're just going to not work hard because you want instant gratification and because the reward is little, you're not getting paid, right? Realistically, when you start a YouTube channel, you're not going to get monetized right away. You're not going to see views and subscribers. You're going to give up because the reward is little, right? It also applies to, a physical sport or going to the gym. When you're trying to get in physical shape and you're trying to get bigger, you're not going to see results in 1 month. What are you going to do? You're going to give up. The reward is little. You're not getting paid. You're not getting bigger, right? You need to keep putting in the work. You're going to give up. So I don't like that mentality. It teaches you how to work hard with, little to no reward. Teaches you multitasking skills. Teaches you how to, just work under pressure. Like, there's so many different skill sets and life attributes when you work a 9-to-5 job that'll teach you to make you a better version of yourself. Okay, so it's also about the money, but it's also stacking up your skills and experiences. Another thing that you guys got to do is train, go to the gym, and partake in a sport. If you guys are in high school, I recommend doing football, tackle football. That's during summer. Train, work hard, right? Build your body, build your soul, build your physicality, your mental, and your soul. And also, if you guys are, maybe you're not in school, or maybe you're not partaking in summer sports at school, and maybe you're an adult, do a combat sport, or go to the gym, or do both, or do cardio, or do something, right? Do hiking or bicycling, I don't know, or do swimming or running. So do a sport and train and work hard, okay? Number 3 is go to church, all right? You got to take care of your soul and your spirit. And the best way to do it is believing in God and going to church. I'm not trying to be a Jehovah Witness right now, but that's my personal take, right? I feel like I also need God in my life because there's things I can't control. There's things that I need to, like, there's no human that can solve my issues. Only if I turn to God, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I do. Go to church, pray, get closer to God, read the Bible, whatever it is you got to do, take care of your soul. Number 4 is business and skills. So if you guys are trying to get rich, like I said, right, not only are you starting to stock up your money, but with your 9-to-5 money, when you come home and do all these 3 things, you can focus on a skill set or a business that you're trying to work on so that you can make more money, so that you can find better opportunities, so that you can connect with other people who's like-minded with you, right? So maybe you're trying to do YouTube. Maybe you're trying to go ahead and do an e-commerce business, or maybe even like a not physical, but maybe a real life job. A real life business. Maybe you're trying to do a food truck. Maybe you're trying to do a landscaping business. Maybe you're trying to do a car detailing business. Maybe you're selling physical products and stickers and water bottles, and you're trying to promote your services and products. Whatever that it is, focus on that this summer. Your business, your skills, maybe you're streaming, maybe you're doing YouTube, whatever that it is, focus on it, all right? And number 5 is do side hustles. You can do door dashing, Amazon Flex, Uber Eats, cut people's grass. Whatever that it is, guys, do side hustles and earn extra cash and money. Number 6 is hobbies as well. Maybe you can do hiking. Maybe your boys like going to the movies. Spend time with your family, travel, go out, have fun too. Not just strictly work, but you got to balance out in a sense, you know what I'm saying? So, and number 7 is to learn how to drive. A lot of you guys don't know how to drive for shit, and driving is so essential and important because time is money, like they said. If you're restricted and you don't have transportation to take you from point A to point B, you're not going to get a lot of shit done, and you're restricted, right? If you don't know how to drive and you don't have a car, and maybe you want to work 3 jobs, but you can't work 3 jobs because you don't have transportation, right? You got to rely on your mom, but your mom is working, or you got to wait for the bus, but the bus takes 2 hours, or maybe you got to walk to work, and you know what I'm saying? It's just a waste of time. You need to know how to drive. You need to have transportation. And you know, even to take you to the gym, maybe trying to do side hustles, maybe trying to focus on your business, you need transportation. Maybe you got to pick up your girl, maybe you got to run errands for your family, maybe you got to take your dog out to the dog park, whatever that it is. Maybe you got to go to your music lessons so that you can improve on your singing and so you can become a famous musician. You know, I don't know, right? So that's what you guys got to do this summer. I see you guys for another video. Yes sir, that's it, right? Let's go.